this is John Burns, and I'm bringing you my news from the Highlands of Scotland, news from the hills. It's the beginning of May now, and spring has finally begun to win the battle over winter. The snows in the hills are receding. There's still a fair amount of snow in the hills, but it's going now, and the warmer days are coming. And when that happens, a lot of people obviously want to start to get out into the outdoors, maybe do a bit of camping, perhaps visit a bothy. And a really crucial piece of kit is a good head torch. And I thought it might be helpful to run through some of the torches that I've used over the years, and to give you my own personal thoughts really about what's a really good torch. This is my personal favourite. It's the Olight H2R Nova. Fantastic little torch, but I'll talk a little bit more about that later on. My own personal news is that I've just finished recording The Last Hill Walker as an audiobook, so hopefully that should be available to buy in, I don't know, 2 or 3 weeks from now, hopefully. So you'll be able to listen to my dulcet tones reading my very own book. Okay, let's start out with head torches. Now I'm going to look for... just dropped one. Sorry about that. I'm going to look at it from 3 points of view, right? Firstly, price. Secondly, the power of the torch, and finally, its reliability. If I haven't broken that one, that's... Okay, so I bought this little torch 4 or 5 years ago. It cost me a £5. It's been pretty reliable. It just isn't powerful enough. You want a good torch. You really want a torch that's going to be able to give you a decent beam. And I'm afraid, for a £5, it's not bad, but it just isn't powerful enough. There's also a bit of a design flaw in this little torch. Is that, I don't know if you can see it there, but the on-off switch is quite prominent, and I found that's really easy to knock when it's in your bag and it comes on, and of course you've lost half your battery power. Now, a torch that I've used for many years, which is a very good little torch. This is Petzl, rechargeable Petzl head torch. I've had this for maybe 4 or 5 years now, possibly longer, and it's been used thousands of times. Great little torch, not particularly powerful, very reliable, probably cost about £35. It's old technology now, I guess. Things move on so quick. But it's the only problem with this little torch now is it's getting to the stage where it won't hold a charge for very long. But to be fair, for what I paid for it, what the use I've got out of it, damn good little torch, not quite powerful enough. So so I went then, because that was declining in power, I bought a couple of little new torches. Well, they're not little really. These boys, a friend of mine had one and said, look how powerful this is. And if you want power, these torches are very, very good. But they've got a number of major drawbacks. The construction quality just isn't good enough. And this one will give you something like 8,000 lumens, but only for a short period, obviously, maybe a couple of hours. The problem I found with these torches is this one started to fall apart as soon as I had it. Cost me about 25 quid. Cheap torch, very powerful, really powerful. But to be honest, I can't recommend these torches to you at all. This one shorted out when I charged it in the car, and I've also heard reports that when they're being charged up, the batteries can overheat and sometimes burn. So they're okay if you wanted to have a wee torch you kept in the car, maybe, or at home, to use in the garden, wander around at night, whatever. Basically, but they won't put up with the sort of rough use that I put them to, being knocked about in a rucksack. So they're great, very powerful torches, but no use on the hill, I'm afraid. So recently, which I just dropped, I've been field testing this. I think it's a brilliant little torch, the H2R Nova. It's an Olight, and it's very versatile. You can very simply unclip this, take the torch off, and you've got a torch that you can use for general purposes. It looks to me to be one of the best made torches I've seen, very robust. Price and power and reliability. This gives, I think, about 2,300 lumens. That's quite a lot of power. That's pretty pokey, and it'll do that for quite a while. So it's good. But the most important thing, I think, for any head torch, to be honest, you use a head torch when you're trying to find somewhere at night, you're trying to get off the mountains, you're trying to find a bothy. You need this head torch to work. Right? You want a reliability is probably more important than power. And this is very, very well made, very well constructed. Got a great little, where is it? Here we go. Great little device. This is the charger, and watch this. I think that's great. It actually clips itself on. Isn't that brilliant? Obviously, it's not magic. It's a magnet. But the good thing about that is that if you look at the end of the head torch here, there's no socket for the charger to plug into, which means there's no aperture for rainwater or meltwater to get into the torch. So that will be keeping it dry and in good working order for many years. So this, I think, retails for around about £70. It's not cheap, but if you're coming down a mountain at night and darkness is falling and you want to get home, you need a torch that works, and I don't think you're going to regret buying this. I expect to be using this for many, many years, so it's a great little torch. So that's my reviews. I always feel if you're going on the hills, basically get the best you can of any kind of equipment, the best jacket, the best waterproofs. Your gear is only as good as the weakest link, and a good torch, a powerful torch, is really important. So basically I thoroughly recommend this little Olight H2R Nova. Fantastic little torch. I hope that's been useful to you, and I wish you some great days and some great nights on the hills. Thanks very much. Bye bye.